It's well over a week since the last episode I recorded, and I got a bit rusty with these, hope you don't mind. But I finally managed to watch the final 4 episodes which I'm going to preview this season, 3 of which I'm going to talk about properly, and 1 of which I'm going to moan about for 5 minutes. Bit of a warning about that. And let you know what I think of them. Are these shows worth a wait? As always, your mileage will probably vary quite dramatically. So join me, and for the last time this season, this is a 2022 summer anime preview, from a different perspective. First up today, you've got Shinepost, an idol anime based around a bunch of small-time idols who are in danger of losing their rights to be idols. Meet the girls of Tings, an idol group who I would say have got big dreams, but they don't really. They look like they dream big, but they don't really want to go anywhere. You got Haru, who is bright, sunny, super lucky from the looks of it, and is honest to a T. You got Rio, what looks like an Ojo-sama. Fantastic hair, curls and different gradients. I like that design. And you've got Momiji, a relatively normal looking girl. Doesn't really stand out in a crowd, especially when standing next to Rio. And they are not great idols. They're out of sync. They can sing reasonably well, but so can most people who want to be idols. It's just the dancing, the fitness, the working together, and gathering a crowd. They perform to a packed room full of air, and about half a dozen people. People who visited them and watched them sing seem to like them, seem to enjoy it, but there wasn't that many of them, which is a major problem. And this all seems to change a bit when a new guy turns up, Naosei Hinaki, who is a friend of the producer of the idol company they're working with, and he doesn't really want to be a manager. He just wants to be office work, not really deal with people. See, he's got a special power. He gets to see people shine, but that's not a good thing. When people shine to him, they are lying, they are being untruthful. That's what it appears like in the first episode, and he's drawn to decide that yes, he will give these girls a shot because Haru's honesty. When all the girls are being nice and saying what he wants to hear, and they're clearly shining to him, Haru just says it honestly and just perfectly straightforward and honest. There's no hint of deception in her words, which intrigues him a bit. Now, I'm recording this after a second episode has aired, but I've not watched it. I've restricted myself from watching it because I want to give a fair out review of this one. But I like the look of the show. It's got a bunch of other idol girls who are probably going to join the group. In fact, I'm guaranteed we're going to join the group based on the opening. And the chemistry between the girls is interesting and fun. Now, this is not an idol anime where they get loads of new seiyuu and form an idol group. It's also not an idol anime where we get loads of established seiyuu to try and make money out of them. There's a nice mix here. One of the main 3 girls, this is her first debut role. One of them has been around all over a shop in recent years, and it's a nice blend of different talents and sounds. The animation is nice, it's high quality, the music is entertaining and likeable. Everything about this anime makes me want to watch more of it. If you are a fan of idol anime, this is definitely going to be one to try. It probably won't be the best show of the season, but I'm going to be watching a lot more of it. If you are interested in watching Shinepost, you can find it airing over at High Dive. Whether I needed a crib sheet for the last one, I pretty much don't for this next one, because we're welcoming back a long time away. We're returning to a fantastic The Devil is a Part-Timer, this time with season 2. Now, it's been nearly 10 years since this first series aired. When I read that a few minutes ago, I was surprised, but not shocked. Surprised it's been that long, surprised it's taken that long to get a bloody sequel, because The Devil is a Part-Timer is a fantastic show. Now, I'll be brutally honest with yourself, I didn't watch this one when it aired in Japan. I think it was one of those shows on Funimation before Funimation was really a thing to the UK folks. I mean, you could watch it through questionable means, but I eventually did watch it due to a huge amount of recommendations, and I loved it so much, I started reading them like novels. And so this is a story which I know the start, middle and end, and I know that how much of a wasted opportunity the first anime was, and it's one of those anime which think, why have they ever done a sequel to that one? Well, finally they are, because everybody's favourite part-timer, Sailor Mao, is back. and it's as wild and in your face as it ever has been. Now, for those who don't know Devil is a Part-Timer, I mean, the title kind of gives the game away. It is a reverse isekai. But it was an isekai before every show of a season was an isekai. It was a novelty back then. The reverse isekai even more so. Because isekai have been around for the years, it's not new. I mean, Vision of Escaflowne was an isekai. Ray Earth was an isekai. For crying out loud, Spirited Away was an isekai. But Devil is a Part-Timer is a reverse isekai. It got the people of another world coming to our world and trying to fit in. Because Shadow Maou is the demon lord, the devil, as it says in the title of the anime. And in order to survive in our world, because he's lost his powers, he has to get himself a job. Living in a run-down apartment, owned by a frankly scary-looking character. And he gets himself a part-time job working at McDonald's, a fast food restaurant, which is a culturally distinct version of another fine restaurant establishment. And it's got that almost sitcom-esque drama in it, in that you got Emi Yusa, who is the hero Amelia, who's also trapped in our world after she chases him into our world. She's also lost her power, which means she does get it back in first years, kinda. And unlike Maou, she ends up working at a call centre for a mobile phone company. She gets a much higher paid job, she gets herself a nice flat, and you got the back and forth between them. Now, if you think this is going to become a romance series between the hero and the devil, think again, because there's a better character for the love interest. Chiho Sasaki, the human girl, the work colleague and kohai of Shadow Maou, and she is head over heels with him. I mean, Chiho acts all cute and sweet, but she's unashamedly very attractive, but she doesn't really come across as an attractive character, not in that way, because she's just so sweet and friendly. Now, a return of Devil is a Part-Timer, it's picking up kind of where the story left off. It's going to be one which, if you do want to watch Season 2, go back and watch Season 1. It is very much a continuation of a storyline. It doesn't really give much of a recap. But is it worth watching? Hell yeah. It's one of my favourite anime of the last 10 years. And it is one which was long overdue for a sequel. And this season comes with a really, really cute new character as well. If you do want to watch Devil is a Part-Timer Season 2, you can find it airing over at Crunchyroll. No show this season has been anticipated by some people more than Love Live Superstar Season 2. Now, obviously not by me, I've got some other shows which I'm anticipating as well. But for me, Love Live was one of those shows I said, I'm going to watch this one. I enjoyed Love Live Superstar Season 1. It's a refreshing look of a Love Live formula. You got interesting characters, different dynamics between the group. Even crying out lady in different group number. You got 5 in a group instead of a usual 9. Well, lo and behold, Love Live Superstar Season 2 is back, and it is going back to the old drawing board. Now, before I review the anime, I'm going to get rid of the elephant in the room. If you look to my right, your left, you may notice that over there, it says you can't watch this one. Well, if you're in America, good news, you can. But if you're in the UK, like me, you're shit out of luck, unless you use it through other means. I did watch it via other means in order to review this, but I wouldn't be choosing not to rate this, so there will be no score up there at the end of the video. There'll also not be a time listed over there, for the same reason there's not a guy telling you where to watch it, in that I'm not advertising something I can't watch. Piss off. And yeah, that's kind of how angry I am about this one. I mean, Season 1 of Love Live Superstar was also kind of messed up with a UK release. For whatever reason, Funimation decided they didn't want the UK rights. It got left on the side. And it took a while for somebody else to pick it up. Unfortunately, because Funimation was doing subtitles, and all the anime had to get the subtitles of them, and then give the subtitles to Crunchyroll, sometimes the subs were delayed heavily. This was an anime which aired 5 days after its aired in Japan, and the subtitles were sometimes wrong, or one episode they literally had no subtitles. They just released a raw episode and it took weeks for them to fix it. It was a messed up release. Now, I hinted a moment ago that Love Live Superstar Season 2 is going back to well-trodden formula. And it is. You see, one of the things which I liked about Season 1 was that Layla, the girls, are a group of 5, not a group of 9. Previous Love Lives have always been 9 girls, and it feels like they're just rolling into the same tropes over and over again. And with Season 2, they're expanding the group to 9 girls. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You got new girls coming to school, new drama, new characters to meet, new merchandise to sell. Do you really need to see the anime multiple times just with different characters in it? Because that's all that Sunshine was to me. It just felt like the same anime with different characters, different tropes, but all portray the same tropes, but portrayed differently. And I'm worried that Superstar is going to end up that way as well. There are hints that this one could be more interesting than Sunshine was. And so if it is available to me, I will be watching more of it, but your mileage may vary. Now, I say normally I'd recommend how to watch it. Say if you want to watch this one, go watch it on this. But you know what? Fuck 'em. I'm not going to say that. And finally this season. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? 4. I mean, how many girls is this guy going to pick up in a dungeon? In fact, as you know, it's quite a lot. Every girl who he meets in a dungeon seems to fall for him. Be it a dragon girl, or be it a goddess, a little halfling girl, or an elf. Because our intrepid adventurer Belle Cranel is back. Is going to be leading the Hestia familiar deep down into a dungeon on a new quest. Now, is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon, or danmachi as I'm going to call it because it's easy to say? Is anime about adventurers going down into a dungeon? It's very much a swords and sorcery style animation, presented in a way which is almost RPG-like, without actually being an RPG. Now, our main character, Belle, is a rookie adventurer. I mean, at this point, he's not really a rookie, it's level 4, he's one of the most well-known adventurers in the city. But him and his familiar have been tasked with going down into a dungeon to have another adventure. And so they get together, a group of their friends. You've obviously got the key members of a Hestia familiar, Lily, Harahime, Mikoto, Ralph, together. And they get together with members of other familiars as well. Miak familiar, Takamikazuchi familiar, and a bunch of others as well, to join them going down into a dungeon on this adventure. Now, like with Devil is a Part-Timer, this is one I've read the books for as well. The one character I'm expecting to see a lot more in this series hasn't made an appearance in this first episode yet. And if you're a fan of a certain elf character in this anime, then you're going to be in luck because she's going to be starring in this anime quite a lot. But this first episode isn't talking about the best elf. It's talking about getting back to know Belle, Hestia, the familiar, getting ready to set out on a journey, and just easing us back into it. I mean, it's a colourful bunch of characters going down with them. I mean, the two which really stand out to me are Daphne and Cassandra, former members of the Apollo familiar who joined the Miak familiar. Because you don't really see a huge amount of them in the previous series. We're only really there as side characters which you don't really know much about. This is really where they start coming to the fore as characters which you pay attention to. Now, I'm not going to say too much about the story of Season 4. If you've not seen Seasons 1 to 3, then why are you still watching this? But go back and watch them, they're worth it. And if you do want to watch Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon Season 4, you can find this one also airing over at High Dive. As that was Shinepost, but Devil is a Part-Timer Season 2, and danmachi Season 4. Let me know in comments what you thought of them, and thank you very much for watching these preview guides this season. Join me again for more previews next season. Stick around for more video gaming on this channel. Be sure to follow me on Twitch where I stream Ring Fit every day, plus some other stuff I do as well. So until next time, have a wonderful day, and bye bye.